Y'all, in this situation, I learned you can't trust nobody but God. We know that. But anyway, in this situation, though, not but anyway, but you know what I mean. In this situation, I want to thank my spiritual team. First, I want to thank God, my ancestor Astro, and my spiritual team. To me, my spiritual team is those on tarot who helped me, those in the Christian world on YouTube who helped me. I had a lot of people help me, people on YouTube in general. I'm kind of glad I stayed on one social site. I had a Facebook a few times, but it kept getting jacked. And I did a TikTok and it got jacked as soon as I got it. I went on YouTube. It got jacked once. Well, it got jacked, but something just told me to stay. And somehow I think they started. I don't know. God just told me to stay. And he made it where I had to stay. I couldn't even move if I wanted to. But to this degree of gang stalking, I couldn't even trust it. It got to the point where I couldn't even trust stores around me. They had sometimes, it was like a switch. Like I said, excommunicado. I go there sometime, people had the nastiest attitude. If I go there today, they say, nasty attitude, go there tomorrow, good attitude, nasty. And it was just like that quick. So, I gotta thank YouTube. Even though a lot of people did attack me on YouTube, there was just as many people who was fighting for me. And then some who did attack me started fighting for me. So it worked out. Overall, it worked out. I mean, I ain't planning on giving nobody no green beans or nothing. But I forgive everybody. I ain't gonna forget. I needed this, y'all, for growth. I needed this for growth. I needed this for growth in the department of being too kind-hearted to people. Not gullible, just too kind-hearted to people. Like, in a way I can't explain on here because it might not sound right or come out right. But I do want to thank everybody. Y'all been awesome. It was an experience. I want to thank God most importantly because for something to be so triggering, boring, complex, mind-boggling, definitely built to mentally destroy anybody. I mean, this type of degree of gang stalking, you can put a God in it, and it'll discombobulate a God. So, like I said, excommunicado. Everybody turn on you. Like Superman, think about it. He done made plenty, well, I ain't gonna say plenty of moves, but he done made moves where everybody didn't like him. Oh, you killing a lot of people, you bust through building falling on people and dying. People can find anything to just dismiss you with, bro. So, that's how I felt. It was an experience from hell, though, I'd say that. You know, being in this experience, though, when I got out of that cloudy mind, when I let them drugs and all that go, I realized I didn't want to go to hell at all. Because the severity of hell, I ain't going to talk about it on here. But it was quite the demonstration. But it ain't nothing near hell, though. But it was quite the demonstration. It's purgatory. It throw me in purgatory. In tune. I was in tune. Now my enemies being in tune. If they ain't going through whatever else. I've been hearing a Kim and a Pat name come up a lot. But these names, whether I know them or not, don't bother me. Because it been times I thought I knew the people and it was a whole different person. It might be a celebrity or something. So I'm glad I didn't lash out. Just give it to God. Just give it to God. Meditate, pray, and everybody play their role like they're supposed to. And it's gonna... I can't say how the outcome gonna be, y'all. Because when I look into the books, let's say I look into the archives about the outcome, I always get blocked by Jesus' outcome. And you know how I feel like, ain't nobody ever gonna... Jesus worked as hard as he could, and they still done him wrong. So I figured I better go on here and get on here and thank everybody now. I was hoping for, well, I ain't hoping for nothing when the end come. That really decided the book, somewhat. What's gonna make the book, if I can really get into a meditative state, a better comfortable state, what's gonna make the book for me is that mechanical human mechanism. Man, that shit dope, bro. Cause it is a story. I heard somebody say, yeah, you gotta keep elevating. I don't hear you talking no more though. So you probably done got there, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you get to the store, but you gotta go without. You gotta follow that stuff to the T. Like right now I'm using my phone, but this other thing, I wanna go to a more manual or older way. And I ain't gonna talk about that on here neither. I seen a tarot lady doing it. I said I might get into that because technology ain't always guaranteed. I see what they talking about when they say you grow your beard, them hairs get on your nerve. Them shit getting on my nerve. And I ain't got nothing I need to get them out right. You gotta pull them out, I guess, don't you? They getting on my nerve though. It's like I learned so much about nature. And I want to say I'm sorry to my animals. Because when you remember I told y'all female animal act crazy around, that ain't what, I don't think that's what they were doing. I think the animal be bowing down to me, y'all. Confirmation. I just realized that day, I said, I think these damn animals bowing down to me. You know, they do it anyway, they stretch a lot. First I thought it was stretching, then I thought it was some freaky deaky shit. But then, today I realized a guy made me look at it different. I said, it look like they bowing down to me or some shit, like a air or something that people don't recognize. Cause even the cows act different. Every animal I done came across. Now like, I done seen them cry, make sad faces, you know what I'm saying? And when I seen them make sad faces one day, or one time, and I heard something say all the pain at the same time. I was thinking, I said, that cat look sad. As soon as I said that, one of my ancestors said all the pain. I said, well, I guess that explains it, don't it? But this situation, as traumatic as it was, I'm sure when I finally hear the real story, that's another reason why I'm glad I didn't get irate in it. Cause it's gotta be some significance behind all this, because it ain't just about money. Because these people had money, y'all. They had money before they started doing this. Hell, they just blew my money. They didn't need it. They just made sure it was just a way for them to keep me stagnated, keep me in a depressing state. And I hope I do get out of here and get to deal with the youth again. It'll be a miracle though, because now after going through this with God, you know, I told y'all, I said, God, when he told me the mission in heaven and I had to come back here, I said, you need somebody to do that mission that had a parent. I ain't never had no parent to teach me nothing. I did all this myself, even though you keep sending me to hell. He said, I'm going to teach you how to be a man. And I've been stuck out here by myself. One thing about God, when he come in your presence like he had to come in my presence, he don't want nobody else around you, and definitely don't want you sleeping with nobody. So it's like when you sleep with your flame, it's just a body. It's just one body. Whether you married or not, you know, you gotta get rid of the physical plane, and you gotta get real with God. So if your flame come to you, it's just a mission at hand. It ain't nothing about relationship, this and that, blah 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 blah. It ain't nothing about all that. It's a mission. So it's like, all right, let's say you and your flame it's more in the internal than it is the external, and it's something that the ancestors gotta do. So you just gotta look at your body like a pyramid. So when me and the flame got together, the ancestors, you know, did the little switcheroo panning type thing, all that stuff, and then we could separate. So you see what I'm saying? So now we can see both worlds. That was all for confirmation. That was all it was. And when I finally, I was undecided in that situation. I prolonged that for a while because I had to make sure that was God telling me to do such a thing. Cause I didn't think I ain't the type of person to do something like that. But when I finally, matter of fact, I turned it down the first time. And then I told my grandma, well, bring her back around. You know, then we'll get this over with. But it was never mind. I don't want to get into all that on him. But like I said, it was quite the experience. It was quite the experience. It's almost over now though. I'm tired. I'm spiritually drained. I've been like, you remember I was like this before, like 3 years ago. And I forgot what I did. I was vibrating, not low, but I was at a point where I could rest a little bit. Right, yeah. I can't rest at all right now. I can't do nothing. Man, I'm tired. I'm spiritually drained. So Jesus running it right now. And when Jesus running, you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't do nothing. When God in your presence like that to that degree, you can't drink, can't smoke, can't do nothing, can't eat right, you can't eat wrong. You like me, I'm having the hardest time to stay away from cholesterol because I already don't have nothing to eat to choose from. But it's like the devil or the enemy knew that. So they made sure I didn't have nothing to eat. So if I didn't eat the cholesterol, I wasn't gonna eat it all. You know, every now and again I get the bananas and stuff, but they wasn't coming as fluently like they need to be. For me to just say, I just eat off the bananas and drink water. You know what I'm saying? Drink juice, drink whatever, and I just eat. But I couldn't do that. It wasn't gonna work like that. But I'm gonna start trying to get sat. But like I said, I don't even trust the stores. Nothing against the stores. It's just at this point it's paranoia. So I'm just not fucking with nobody right now. Nobody should have to go through them. I thank God did it with me and nobody else though. I go to sleep time, wake up time, I gotta do my chores, regardless of how I feel. And y'all should too. Clean up, pray, meditate, wash, bath, all that. I'm tired though. I can't rest though until God says it's time to rest. Jesus got you though. Jesus got you. You can feel Jesus when you elevated high. That's what I feel when I close my eyes, when I'm going to sleep and I feel like I'm walking. It's Jesus. That's what it gotta be. It gotta be Jesus. The big guy. I was in here with some people one time when I finally elevated to the stir. First time I elevated to the stir, and the people was around me. I was still around the dope people that deal with drugs a lot, because I was indulging in it. So they were freaked out about it, because it was like when they was trying to do slick stuff, they said I would look right at them with my eyes closed. I guess that's why God told me to elevate. Because he knew I was going to be surrounded by a bunch of evildoers, I guess you call them. I'm tired of that, though. When you spiritually drain, you drain. When you spiritually tired, you can be, like, physically I'm not tired. That's how deep it is. Spiritually I'm tired. And see, I'm the kind of person that use my spiritual energy more than I use my physical energy in everything I do. So you can only imagine what I'm talking about. I ain't learned how to swap it out yet. So if I can use my physical energy, I can give my spiritual energy time to. I ain't figured out how to swap it out yet though, like that. Once I was jumped over to the spiritual, shit, I ain't been able to get back to the physical. Cause nothing around me is other physical. If I get into the physical, I'm scared I'm gonna start wanting the physical, get in my feelings and emotions. So I feel like it's just best that I stand still, just tough it out. I talked to God about it. He said, it's even better because Jesus had a will when you like that. So I guess that's that. But it was quite the experience though, y'all. I think y'all women got on my nerve though, because some of y'all are very powerful, and if we could have got y'all to turn around and stop or do the right thing, it wouldn't none of this would have happened. But y'all was so locked on to that physical, we couldn't get you to tap into that spiritual at all. You were just too on your high horse. And now, until I get out of here, I won't know who truly got out of it. That's why I'm glad I withdraw my energy out of it. Because some of y'all did. And God not going to tell me which one, because He going to expect me to find out. He's going to expect me to find out which one was up. I don't know, y'all. He's going to expect me to do something. He's going to expect me to do something. Glad I didn't take it in my. I couldn't have won it. It wasn't for no human to beat. A human couldn't beat it. Human couldn't beat it. It wasn't for a human. But anyway, like I said, the ancestors right now taking somebody a bath. Probably me and somebody else, maybe, or just me, I don't know. I don't think I'm the one getting no bath though right now. Somebody getting a bath, which is a good thing, I think. Then they gotta rebuild somebody. Somebody kept drinking, falling off. They gotta rebuild that person. At least that's what they said they were gonna do. I don't know though. You better be lucky. Don't feel bad, 'cause I had to get rebuilt too. Every time I kept going back to that strong drug, I had to be rebuilt. You just gotta start over with everything though. You lose more than what you had gained. Whatever you did to dismantle yourself, you're gonna lose more than you had before you dismantle yourself. That's why I tell folks, don't keep going back on God. You can't share your DNA. I can't, YouTube ain't gonna let me talk about it, so fuck it. You just gotta figure it out, decode it yourself. I understand though. I do and I don't. It's definitely something that I feel need to be shared with the world, but hey, you wanna keep having all these sex problems with everybody, cause right now that shit detrimental to the earth. As long as everybody keep doing wild out with this in that sex realm. It's like when we were elevating, I don't even remember the other realms we was in, cause we stayed in the sex realm so long. I wish I'd have wrote it down. Cause when we were elevating, we were going through these shifts and realms. Like one example is the drug realm, but they don't call it that. It's a different realm. They call it something else. When we elevated out of that realm, I went to another realm and then another realm, and then we went to the sex realm. And hell, we was in that so long, I just went on here and elevated out of there. I wasn't having sex. Wasn't no point in me standing there and looking at everybody. And I felt like them girls were never gonna get out of there. Cause like I told you, you gotta explain yourself if you wanna leave something before the time. And I said, when I said what I said, I was out of there. I said, sex to these people are like crack to a crackhead. They could be in here a few days, few months, or they could be in here for years. And I don't want to stay in here and wait on none of them. So, elevated out of it. The reason was just to be in there, but it was just like disappointment after disappointment after disappointment to elevate, to get out. They get to the door and they get to the exit door of the sex realm and fall all the way. It's like when you get to that exit door to the sex realm, that's when the big test is happening. That's when it hit you full throttle. And man, people were feeling that shit so easy. They were tearing it up. So I just elevated on out of it. I was shocked. I stayed in there as long as I could though. I was just shocked. I was and I wasn't. But I gotta understand, I had to understand human ways of life. Because I conquered sex at a teenager, at least 25, I think 25 years old, I had conquered sex. You couldn't get down, I conquered sex through my marriage. When I kept getting hit on by so many women. And after turning down so many, but the sad part was, I don't think I was being tempted by the devil the whole time. I think God was, I think it was meant for me to get out of the relationship. Just put it that way. And I just refused to do anything wrong to the girl or against the girl. And I just stayed stuck in that situation. But staying stuck in that situation helped me perfect my temptation for sex. Put it like that. And anyway, 24, 44 when I said it. But anyway, so that's that, I got out of it. But at 25, I really got, when I decided to get married, I was mature enough in the mind to get married a little bit. I thought it was about perfect. When I got married, I thought it was about having the fact of not cheating, being a one woman man. I thought that was just all I need to be in a relationship, but that was nowhere near it. There was so much more I need to learn. And by the grace of God, I learned it. I learned a lot more. But when it comes to relationship, you'll never be fully prepared. You just gotta have faith. Faith is a big issue in every relationship. Don't forsake faith. Please, y'all. Don't forsake faith. Because if you forsake faith, going in any kind of relationship, no matter if it's your dream relationship or whatever, when you forsake faith, you're not gonna learn the lesson. And it's just gonna be one disaster after the next. One disaster after the next. If it wasn't for my studio, which made me so good, like, I like that a lot. I like the jazz, the new little jazz videos I got, but I got an idea for the band. I meant for the karaoke stuff or whatever they using to record. I mean, they using to do music on. But I ain't finna tell it on here. Because everybody done took everything else. Why they won't take that? So, I'm not gonna say it on here, but when I finally get out of here, performances should sound a lot better. It's right there on your board, and people ain't setting it or something. I don't know what the hell going on. Not saying y'all ain't, but I like a certain sound in my music before I record or make music. And you can get that sound out of the basic instruments. You just gotta know how to set it. Sometimes I got other plans though to make that easy too. I ain't telling none of my studio, but like I said, when I went to the studio, when I got married, I had my studio right. This is my ex-wife now. I got my studio right at this time. I stayed in the studio 29 years in the studio. And when a woman got on my nerves, I slept in my business. So I slept in it. I worked most of the time. I figured out so much stuff. I was a beast for a producer. Straight beast mode. You better know it. I felt like I couldn't get beat by nobody. Like I said, people would call me from big studio. Hey man, fix this, or send music to me. And I re-record in my studio, and they'll take it back and re-record in a good studio. I mean, a professional studio. And I just never hear from them again. No money, no nothing. It was draining. But doing that after so many years, it made me a great producer. A great, outstanding. After I seen what I can accomplish on the phone, it wasn't a complete waste of time. But one time a girl was here, she was like, what's your phone? What's on your phone? I said, I can do it with any phone. She had a little cheap phone, throwaway phone, and throwaway headphone. I said, watch, I can do this. I set it up on your phone. And I did. Me and her rapped all night. We did music all night. But anyway, y'all, peace and love out there.